Oh, forgot something. Hey, there we go. There we go. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. Good morning. Wow, running a little behind this morning, but that's all right. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a blessed morning and enjoying their day. I know for some of us it just started. Built on the Rock. Good morning. How are you this morning? But we're just getting started out here in New Mexico. It's 8 o'clock. I'm running a little behind this morning. Decided to sleep in, which is kind of a rare thing for me. So, well, my tattletale says that it's 40 degrees outside. So, good morning, Robertsons. How are you this morning? So 40 and breezy. Well, when isn't it breezy here in New Mexico? It's that way pretty much every day. But how's everybody doing out there? Are we locked down like we are here? We just got the announcement yesterday morning that they had canceled school for all of New Mexico. So they are not going back to school. I think my wife had a mini stroke. Thomas Farm, good morning. The thought of having the kids home all year. I mean, I know some people homeschool, but my wife has come to like her quiet time. But balmy 67 in northeast Oklahoma, and Built on the Rock says 61. Windy. Yeah, wanted to burn trash, but that ain't going to happen. Nope. But yeah, so they canceled school, and they had originally canceled it until the 6th of April. So they were kind of waiting to see what happened until then. Well, now they've gone ahead and canceled it for the remainder of the year. And so I figured they've got until about the original date, the 6th, to figure out what they're going to do and let us know what's going on, whether they're going to do continued education by sending home packets, or whether they're going to go online, or what they're going to do. Because they've put in the waiver for the testing, so there won't be any testing, but they still have to account for the time. So the students are still going to have to do something, either online or packets, or both. So Built on the Rock says school online here with sending packets home. Yeah. See, I think that's what they're going to do here. Is they've already put out some guidance on it as to what states like Oklahoma and Kansas and some other states have already done. Excuse me. So I think that's probably what they're going to do. Is they're probably going to do some kind of distance learning, so or online type stuff. So at least that's the hope. So they've put out the guidance for it. And hey, good morning, Pizza Little Homestead. How are you this morning? So with any hopes, they'll give us some more guidance on that later next week, so that we know what the heck's going on. I know with our kindergartner, it's not a big deal. It's like 45 minutes a day. But we have a 7th grader, and for her, she's supposed to do like 3 hours a day. So I guess So I guess 3 hours a day for her, and then hey, good morning, Naturally North Carolina. Hey, Jess, how are you this morning? But I'm not real sure what they're going to do, but right now it's all just speculation. So, but we'll just have to wait and see. So, I just love the, you'd think after spending 22 years in the Air Force, I'd be used to the hurry up and wait. But honestly, I never quite got used to it. I always hated it. The hurry up and wait is just a pain. I'm one of those, I kind of like to have my answers. Don't give me guidance for something that hasn't happened yet. Just tell me what's going to happen and then give us guidance. So, farm in our backyard. Good morning. How are you guys this morning? So, yeah, so now we're just kind of playing the wait and see game, but it is what it is, I guess. Good morning, Corgills. How are you this morning? So now we're just waiting in the holding pattern, as they say. But I guess they'll figure it all out. I mean, what the heck, I'm enjoying it. They sent me home last week. We had someone test positive on the base, but so they sent us home. But it is what it is. Built on the Rock says their town library and school is open, but you can't go in. They'll bring the books to your vehicle, and then when the books are returned, they get cleaned. Yeah, exactly. I've heard they're doing that in a couple of places as well. The schools here, there's a lot of low income around here, and so all the schools in the area, at least in this county, all provide meals at no cost. So they are going to continue to do that all the way through the school year, so that excuse me, at least the kids that want to eat can come and they can come pick up the meals. They're not eating into school, but they are doing takeout, and so they are handing out the meals to those that come and want them. So that's a good thing. At least some of those kids will be able to eat when ordinarily they may not. So, but we'll just have to wait and see. Good morning, Maddie. Good morning. My little one decided she wanted to come in here. Del Rio has a positive. 3 other towns all have positives. Yeah, each of them on the Interstate 10, an hour apart from you and each other. Wow, they got you triangulated, huh? Excuse me. So, yeah, I know there's a few other counties that do similar things. So we'll just have to wait and see. But no, from what I'm understanding, Thomas Farmoki asked, will that hold the kids from going to the next grade? No. From what I understand, the plan is that they are going to do something. Seniors, in order to graduate, have to have a certain number of school time hours. So I imagine that it's probably going to be something to do with the fact that they're going to have to log on to a computer or something. They're still not quite sure how they're going to do it, but they do have to have a certain number of total hours before they are allowed to graduate. So basically, they're going to make us homeschool them for the remainder of the year, is all I can figure, so that they get those hours. But as long as they had passing semester grades, because they're not going to make them do any more tests, they're just going to make them make up the time. So, which we're going to have to do here at home. So basically, if they all had passing semester grades, then they're going to from what I'm gathering, they're going to consider that a pass, as long as they make up the time with the distance learning stuff. So I hope that was about as clear as mud. So anyway, that's about the most of the guidance that they've given us. So they the plan for the little ones is like I said, basically, as long as you pass the semesters or midterms, then you're good to go. Oh, hey, that's a little okay. I thought it was a little better. Oh, maybe they're just scratched. Oh well. That's not a scratch. But there we go. Hopefully that's not going to stop too many kids from graduating or anything like that. So, but we'll just have to wait and see. Foster's, good morning. How are you? Lisa Lee, good morning. So yeah, we're just kind of playing the waiting game like most of us. I see that they passed the stimulus package the other day. So good morning, Pathways Homestead. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, was that y'all were on distance learning, and I think that's the path that New Mexico is going to take. So, anyways, I was saying I see they finally passed the stimulus package, so they finally found a bipartisan middle ground so that they could pass the dang thing and get people a little bit of help. The nearest case to us, the one that tested positive on the base, actually lives in another county, so they're about 20 miles away. But as soon as they tested positive, they were quarantined. So, but I guess we'll just have to hope for the best. I know that there's not. I know for some states, they've got a lot more than what we've got positive cases. Give me just a moment. I've got them all, at least all the states I'm following on my phone saved. According to my tattletale, New Mexico currently has 191 cases, which really isn't all that bad. So I know for some it's much higher than that. I know I follow a few states. I follow New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, and South Carolina, because I have family in all those states, direct family, my kids, my mom and pop. So Louisiana is up to like 2,700, and they have 119 deaths reported. So this thing is just crazy. Busy little house. Good morning. I don't know where it's going. I just know that Texas has 1,731. So, but I know that we're just trying to stay safe and trying to stay at home or around home as much as possible. So we're just going to have to hunker down, as they say. I did a bunch of shopping before this thing kicked. So I was able to fill our freezer with meat, and I still go out about once every 3 or 4 days. Like I said before, there's none in our county. There's one in the neighboring county about 20 miles away, so I'm not too worried. I'm concerned, but not worried. Let's put it that way. So I am able to go out and do a little bit of shopping. So I just try and stay in around my house as much as possible and stay away from people. So, which I guess doesn't necessarily break my heart. I'm not an introvert, but I do like my personal space, as they say. I do enjoy sharing, and I enjoy the guys I work with. So that's kind of a bummer because I don't get to see them. But I should catch up on some of my comments. Every cow. So just imagine everyone. Yeah, exactly. I'm just. Yeah, you got to go out for hay. Yep, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we're trying to just, like I said, hunker down and stay put for the most part. The hard part is the kids, especially our 5-year-old. She's getting a little stir crazy. Oh, excuse me. She doesn't like to be cooped up as much. So, but I've been getting her out in the garden. So she comes out in the garden with me. We transplanted some seeds or some plants the other day. So that video will be out pretty soon. We finished the garden up for all of its rows and walkways. So that video will be out pretty soon. We planted a few more seeds. I don't remember if I videoed that one or not. Whoops. We've been just taking care of the yard, doing cleanup and stuff like that. So she's been out there helping. We prepped a couple of our raised beds. So I think today she and I are going to plant some peas, some mammoth snow peas. So I've got a spot out in my front yard that we planted some last year, and we're just going to plant a bunch more this year. So, and this year I'm going to try and keep it better watered so they take off better. My rain barrel's right there. Got the spigot on it, so put a little short hose on it, and that seems to be doing good for the front yard. So get all the raised beds and stuff up there. So what's everybody else doing? I see a few people said, you've been somewhat hunkered down for the most part and staying home, and kids are treating it like an early summer vacation. Yeah. I just, it frustrates me that people that are starting to show signs are still going out and doing stuff. Busy little house. Your son turns 11. Oh, congratulations. Tell him happy birthday. Oh, that is awesome. Exactly right. Make it special with what you have. So, sister-in-law making the paper this week. That's cool. That's cool. God bless y'all, busy little house. Y'all stay safe. Planting, staying in. I'm happy at home as well. I like being home. I like being able to accomplish the projects that I have set at home. But our senior discovered she loves the greenhouse. Yeah. I love being home. I love being able to take care of the projects, especially this time of year, the springtime. I mean, please, this is the busiest time for me at home. So I'm taking advantage of it, you know. I'm getting outside, getting my lawn prepped. What little bit of lawn I do have, you know, I have couple little patches up front, and that's about it. I've tilled up most of the backyard, so to make a garden. So hey, you know, grow food, not lawns. I can't eat the grass. So, but so we've been doing a lot of that. My weed barrier is supposed to be here Monday, I think. So I'll put my weed barrier cloth down, and then I've got about a week or so after that. I think our last frost date is like April the 12th or 14th, somewhere right in there. So I'll probably start to plant that week. Probably I don't know if I'll go 3 days before it, but I'll probably go a couple days before the last frost date, and then start planting in ground. Other than my cool weather stuff, you know, my beans and peas and stuff like that, I'll plant probably earlier that week. But I do have to go out and pick up a couple pieces of hog panel for some trellis for the beans. But other than that, the only thing I'm really going out for is stuff that we run out of, you know, or are close to running out of, like milk or stuff like that. I bought about 6 or 8 loaves of bread, so I didn't need to buy any bread for the whole first 2 weeks. So, and I still don't need to buy any, but now I figure about every third time I go out, I'll pick a loaf up, you know, throw it in the freezer, and then if we need it, we need it. So my daughter, my kindergartner, has become very picky. She really likes homemade flour tortillas. And since there are a lot of Hispanic bakeries in the area, there are a few places that make them. So, and so that's one of the places that we go, is about every 10 days, I guess. I go pick up a 20-pack just for her. So, Lisa, you neglected to order peas? Ernie Hatmaker, good morning. I can't believe you didn't order peas. Shame on you. I just picked up some more. I teased, but I only had the mammoth melting peas, mammoth snow peas, and I had some dwarf snow peas. But I didn't really have any canning peas, which I wanted. So I ordered some from Mary's Heirloom Seeds here not too long back, and I got those in. So those will be going in the ground afterwards too. Yes, they are. Tortillas are very easy to make. I don't know how to put it. I like them too, but I like them, the flour tortillas, I like them a certain thickness, and I don't have a tortilla press, and I don't have the patience to roll them out. So now I do make, we used to always call them Indian fry bread or Navajo fry bread, which is basically a thick tortilla. It's like a 1/4 of an inch thick. But we used to make tacos on those all the time. So I could use that same mix and roll some out, I guess. But I really don't have the patience to roll them out, which is probably why I never made a whole lot of pie crusts. The the graham crusts are easy. I can crunch stuff up and press it in, and I'm good to go. But the regular pie crust that I got to roll out, I mean, I'm willing to roll out or pat out biscuits. Most of the time I pat them out. I don't roll them out. I'll be honest. Just because I don't necessarily have the patience to roll them out. Well, and I don't really have the counter space, to be honest. Not in this house. We have a tiny, tiny little kitchen. And we have a counter by the front sink. Now our kitchen is, if I had to guess without measuring, I would say our kitchen is about 12 feet wide and about 16 feet long. So it might not be 16 feet. It might only be about 12 feet long and 10 feet wide. But anyway, there's only about 6 feet of counter where the sink is. And so, of course, 2 feet of that is, or probably 2.5 feet of that is sink. And 2 feet of that is the area for the drying rack. And then the other 2 feet on the other side is where the microwave sits. So that counter space is gone. And then we have about another 6 or 7 feet along the side. And that's where the stove is. So there's 3 feet of that gone. So we got about 3 total feet of counter space. So, and the dining room table is, it's covered with stuff. I'm not going to lie. It's covered with stuff. The kitchen's so small, we really don't eat in there. So, the dining table ends up covered with stuff. And I'll admit a bunch of it's my seed stuff and garden stuff. Lunchbox, and I mean, there are stuff in there, like there's a fruit basket on there and stuff like that, but you know, but not a lot of tortillas, not a lot of space for rolling out tortillas. Happy Quack Farms, good morning. Oh, it froze up. That stinks. But yeah, other than that, you know, I just exactly, and this house is only now we are renting in New Mexico, so this isn't our house. Unfortunately, we are renting. So we get what we get, you know. There's not much counter space. The house is only 717 square feet, which the house is actually kind of perfect. We don't need a lot of space in the main part of the house. We just wish that the kitchen was a little bit bigger with more counter space, because we both love to cook, and we both love to eat. So if I had more counter space, I'd probably do a little bit more, but there's no counter space and I'm not going to do it on the kitchen table. Well, I'd roll stuff out on the kitchen table as long as it doesn't need to be cut or anything like that. I don't mind. The kitchen table belonged to my grandparents, so I take care of it as best I can. So, and it's solid. It's an old oak table, and it's beautiful, and so I don't want to ruin it. But anyway. You know, I don't know. Your RV has 18 inches of counter space. Yeah, you know, my mom and pop are full-time RVers. They have a fifth wheel. So, good morning, Arkansas Woodcutter. How are you this morning? So with their fifth wheel, they have a little bit more counter space, and then they have a center island. So Mom said that center island is her savior when it comes to counter space. So, but I guess that once you get used to something of size, like you know, the tiny house, tiny cabin, whatever it is, it's not too bad. Like I said, I just wish we had a little bit more counter space, even if it was portable. So one of the things that I'm doing is I'm building a table. That's every once in a while you hear my wife comes on and gives me heck about the table. Um, but because it's about 42 by 48, so it's a lot smaller than our big dining table, and that would give us a little bit more space in the kitchen. And I might be able to do some kind of rolling cart or something like that, and maybe put the microwave on that, and that would give us a little bit more counter space. It's not a big microwave anyway, but that would still give us a little more counter space. So yeah, Happy Quack Farm says fifth wheels are huge. So today is cleanup day, Arkansas Woodcutters is. Yeah, my mom and pop's fifth wheel is I can't remember if it's 36 feet or 40 feet, but I think it's a 40 footer. So that thing is it's pretty big. So it is definitely pretty big. So Happy Quack, that's exactly what I was thinking about doing. Was making well, what I was thinking about doing was I've got some Move North Homestead. Good morning. I've got some pressure treated plyboard that has a laminate on it, and so I'm thinking about taking a piece of that and turning it into a drop down table or counter, as it were, so that we have a little more counter space. So at least that's the plan. So, but right now we'll just have to wait and see. I got the time to I at least have the time to finish that stuff now. Now I just have to wait for a day to run to Lowe's and pick up some Varathane and finish that table off. Get another 4x4. Dorothy's Hobby Farm, good morning. Get another 4x4, a couple 4x4s, and split them so that I can make my legs. I was kind of waiting, hoping to get it, find me a nice pallet to get the legs, so I wouldn't have to buy anything, because so far everything from that table is all pallet wood. But it looks like I might have to go and actually buy a 4x4 just for the legs. So I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not a big deal. 2 8-foot 4x4s, and I got 4 table legs, you know. So that's what it's going to be. I'm okay with that. But we have motorhomes here on the property. They're older, 35 footers. Yeah. The nowhere near the giant ones they make today. Mom and Pop went with a fifth wheel because Pop's reasoning was, why do I want to give up some of my living space to driving space, as well as the fact that by towing the fifth wheel, his truck gets better mileage than any diesel pusher or motorhome would ever get. So Pop's towing his fifth wheel still gets between 12 and 14 miles to the gallon on his truck. So, and that's better than any of the big diesel pushers or anything like that can even dream of getting. So Move North looking for an Airstream shell. Yeah, I used to have not an Airstream, a Silverstream. I used to have a Silverstream trailer, a 19-footer. So I love that thing. No, not a 19-footer, 26-footer. Absolutely love that thing. I wish we still had it. Unfortunately, we don't. Built farm stuff before the living quarters. Yeah, I know a bunch of people that do that. We've talked about it. Don't know yet whether we're going to do that. Right now we are looking for the property and hopefully have it sometime in the next 3 to 5 years, so that excuse me, the next 3 to 5 years so that I can start fruit trees. So start the fruit trees on there, and then I built on a rock. You guys stay safe and have a blessed day. God bless y'all. But that way we can plant our fruit trees, and our fruit trees will be producing fruit by the time I retire. And I've only got 7 more years before I can fully retire. I've already retired from the Air Force, but 7 more years and I get to retire from my civil service job, and then I'm done. So, and we've talked about doing a property where we have to move into a travel trailer or something like that, or an RV for a little while. But we're not real sure yet whether we're going to do that. We are looking at some places that do have homes on them. But like I said, it's just kind of one of those that we're playing the wait and see game right now. So we're definitely not going to do anything. Probably not this year. Not by the looks of things anyway. So that gives us a year of looking online and saving money, right? Give us that little bit more for that down payment. But we are actually looking at houses around here. And the only reason we're looking is so we can do stuff to the house. We can change the kitchen or whatever we want to do like that. I'm trying to find some place with at least an acre so that I can put in a nice big garden and not worry about hitting anything. But oh, you guys are selling 40 acres in western Colorado, huh? There you go. We're looking right now, Tennessee, Kentucky, maybe northern Arkansas. That's kind of our maybe the western part of North Carolina, Asheville, west of Asheville, that sort of area. Maybe even down into northern Georgia. But that's kind of the area that we're talking about right now. We've also talked about Alaska, so right now we're just it's all kind of up in the air, so we'll just kind of wait and see. But we are looking at a few homes around here. Biggest reason is because we're renting, and as far as I'm concerned, renting is just a waste of money. So, I mean, we're paying $650 a month to basically just rent a hotel, you know. I mean, sure, I can garden and I can do that stuff, but it's just I don't know. I'd rather be buying, because I know that I can pay a property off if we can find one for the right price. And there's a couple in the area that we're looking for the right price. I can have it paid off in 7 years. And then I'm not worried about how long it takes us to sell it because it's paid off. So, let's see, catch up on some comments here. Choose any state if I could choose any state to, well, you heard my choices. If I could choose any state to live, if it wasn't for the fact that I was going to be retired, if I had done it earlier in life, Alaska was my number one choice by far. When I was younger, all I thought about doing was homesteading a big chunk of land in Alaska and living out in the middle of nowhere for the rest of time. So, the biggest reason we've picked the areas that we picked, I know it's a pretty big, pretty broad area, But the biggest reason we picked those areas is predominantly climate. I know that I'm going to be retired 7 more years. I'll be retired, and I don't know how much snow I'm going to want to shovel or anything like that. I don't mind if it snows. Don't get me wrong. I love the snow. I just don't know that I'm going to be physically capable to do Alaska anymore. So that's probably why that one's not a good. I mean, I know that I can still get the bare land for under $1,000 an acre and build a house and all that, but that's hard living. It's real hard living. Not that I couldn't do it, but it's hard living. North Central Arkansas is great property. Yep. Southern Missouri. Yep. We used to live in Buffalo, Missouri for a little while. So I was working for Boeing in St. Louis at the time. So, Dorothy's Hobby Farm, you're off grid, a small window to get the next place. Oh yeah, I bet. You know, I mean, it's this COVID-19 thing is. People don't realize how, you know, it's not just the stay at home. It's so many people have stuff in the works that, I mean, this could potentially stop it, you know, and exactly right. I'm paying somebody else's mortgage payment, and I hate doing that. I farm in our backyard like Texas for the solar compared to where we were moving. Now, Arkansas Woodcutter said Western North Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Georgia, East Oklahoma. Yep. I like Eastern Oklahoma too. Alaska is very expensive to move to, and more importantly, it's expensive to live there. Exactly right, Arkansas Woodcutter. Alaska is a great place for young people. Older guys are too broke down. You are absolutely right. Dorothy's Hobby Farm, you take care. I hope you have a blessed day. And stay safe. And God bless y'all. It's kind of crazy out there. I have a house in East Texas right now. We loved it. The only thing is that for us, it's not an optimum climate. It definitely gets real hot there. So Jim is hoping property values go down during all this so you can get a bigger place outside of California. I know exactly how you feel. I lived in California. I owned property in California. So it's crazy. I lived up north, up in Plumas County, and I loved it. And if it wasn't part of California, I'd probably still be there. But honestly, California, I hate politics, and California's politics just drove me away. So, but if Northern California and Southern California ever separated, or they made 3 states out of it, then I might consider Northern California again. But otherwise, there ain't a chance I'm living there again. Yeah, you guys are in the Mojave, right? Yeah, exactly. It's brutal down there. So, you guys moved from Texas to Southern Missouri. I don't know that that's, well, depending on where in Texas, I don't know that that's a whole lot of change. I mean, from where we were in East Texas over by Shreveport, exactly, politics. From over by Shreveport, Louisiana, East Texas way, Southern Missouri, about the only difference was it wasn't quite as humid as it was for us in Texas. So, 3 months of 132 degrees. Yeah, Happy Quack, I remember I was stationed at Norton Air Force Base in San Bernardino, back when it was a Norton Air Force Base. Now I guess it's San Bernardino International Airport or something like that. But I was stationed down there, so I remember that kind of heat. Central south of DFW. Okay, yeah, you guys were in the heat then. Not as much humidity, but definitely in the heat. So for us over in East Texas, we were a little more heat, a little more humid. So especially back in, what was it, 2013? That was the bad one, wasn't it? We had like 100 and something days over 100 degrees. So that was pretty brutal, especially with all the humidity. So, but yeah, when I was in Southern California, stationed at Norton Air Force Base, that was brutal. I remember those summers were just they were brutal. It's a different kind of heat though. It's dry heat, and the dry heat. I'll take the dry heat over the humid heat any day of the week. Any day of the week. Louisiana, East Texas, Guam, Florida, but yeah, I'll take the dry heat over the humid heat every day of the week. I guess that's why the heat here in New Mexico doesn't bother me, not at all. So, the only thing I don't like predominantly here is the wind. It's windy. It's real windy. So we're by the border. Oh, it's very dry heat. Yeah, super dry out there. So I had some friends that used to live out in Bishop. So and some more friends that lived in Needles. So yeah, exactly. Water bowls in the pens evaporate. Right. Quick too. Quick. It's not something that happens over a short time. The water heats up and boils out of them. But yeah, it's we were thinking about Missouri, but just decided that it's not what we wanted. So yep, exactly. Tarps get shredded in hours, not days or months, because of the wind. The wind is just brutal. I know I said it was supposed to be, the forecast said it was supposed to be breezy here today. Let me give you an idea of what they think is breezy. Okay. Fair and breezy, it says. 18 mile an hour wind speed, gusts to 25. That's what they consider breezy. So, and the hazardous outlook says we're supposed to have gusts near 50 miles an hour today. So they call that fair and breezy. So I'll today's high is supposed to be 62, 20 to 30 mile an hour winds with gusts to 45 to 50. So now y'all know why I don't really have a greenhouse. So I am building one this year. So it's probably going to be a smaller one that I can stake down and keep in one place. So, but don't move to Kansas or Wyoming. Yeah, exactly. I know it. We talked about Wyoming for a little while. Probably the only place I'd live in Wyoming is up near Yellowstone, just because I love the mountains. So I love the mountains. I love the trees. So, coffee's gone. I moved north. You guys have a blessed one. Stay safe out there, and God bless y'all. So, yeah, you're right. Comparatively, I guess 50 to 65 mile an hour winds. 18 is probably considered breezy. To me, 5 to 10 would be breezy. But Yellowstone is beautiful, Core Girls. It absolutely is. It's one of my favorite places. So breeze here is 30 miles an hour, gust 55. Yeah, it's pretty much what it is here. So Happy Quack, I know what you mean. The wind is without a doubt a challenge when I'm trying to record, which is one of the reasons why I went and got a new microphone set up for my. Well, I film everything with my cell phone, as most of you know. So and filming everything with my cell phone, it just has that little bitty mic on the side, and the wind is just brutal to it. So I got a new microphone and stuff like that, and so far I really like this new microphone. It's got a nice dead cat on it, so it really helps keep the wind out of it, which is nice, and definitely, as far as I can tell, has improved the audio quality of my videos. So. I think it's cursed. Every weekend for 2 months has brought us wind and snow. Oh, jeez. Yeah. When the dogs get bowled over because of the wind, it's definitely time to go inside. But without a doubt. Yeah, it's on days like that, you make sure that everything's just battened down. You take everything off the porches. Pull everything down, and just make sure everything's good to go, so that everything doesn't end up 3 or 4 blocks away, if not miles away. But, so I guess today I'll be doing a little bit outside here this morning while it's breezy and not windy. And then I'll probably come back inside and do some editing. So I still got a few videos to edit. So yeah, Lisa lives. There, she got it. Lisa lives up by Reno. It's an hour from where I used to live, Lisa. I used to live over by Quincy. So Quincy, California. So right up in the heart of Plumas County. But I do miss the woods. I miss the trees, and that's one thing I can't say about eastern New Mexico. It's flat. Sure, it's 4,300 feet, but it's flat. There's nothing over here. No mountains, no trees, except in towns. Flat. You get a few plateaus here and there, if you're lucky enough to be in those areas, But all right, brother, you have a good one. Stay safe today out there, and have a blessed day, and God bless y'all. So, Lisa, it is absolutely beautiful country over there. We lived about 17 miles east of Quincy. So we live kind of out in the middle of nowhere. If you've ever been over that way and driven Highway 70, we lived in a little town called Sloat. You go right through Kromberg on Highway 70. So that's pretty much where I grew up, out that way. Well, y'all, it's been fun this morning. I know for those of you staying inside, it's rough. It's rough being cooped up. Born in Iowa, over the flatland, need the mountains. Exactly right. Even East Texas had the trees, which was nice, and some hills, but I need my mountains. So I definitely need my mountains. And that's the that's where we're hoping to get back to. That's kind of why we picked the areas that we picked. It may not be high mountains, but at least it'll be mountains. So that'll be a good thing. We just have to wait and see what the future brings, right? Well, y'all, this has been fun. We've been cooped up since I should say my wife has been cooped up with the kids for 2 weeks now. So I have been home since Monday. So we went to work Monday, and the governor did the shutdown on Monday, and on Tuesday, they called us and told us we had a positive case on base. Everybody stay home. So now we just have to wait and see. So I just wish we had a little more property. I wish we had some animals and stuff like that. And that's what we're trying to get to. I figure if I got 7 more years, then I want to start getting established. I don't care if I have to trailer animals across the country. I don't care. It's what we want. We want to be able to do what we want to do without the city telling us what we can and can't have, without our neighbors telling us what we can and can't have. So that's the plan. So I hope y'all stay safe. Stay away from town if you can. Good morning, Misha. You're coming in right at the end of it here. I do appreciate you stopping in, though. Y'all, you work with a cancer patient who needs treatment. Yeah. I'm went stay at home on Tuesday. Yeah, it's pretty much the same as us. So I'm over it. I'm ready to have our own. I'm not, the stay at home part don't bother me. I'm over being in a rental. I'm ready to have our own place. I'm ready to be able to do what we want to do on our property. Yeah. And that being said, so I hope y'all have a blessed day. Stay safe out there. If you go out, please remember to be safe. Maintain your social distancing, all that sort of stuff. Keep your hands clean. Cover your coughs and sneezes. So, like I'm preaching to the choir, right? We're all at home safe because other people aren't doing it, though. So that's why I say remember to stay safe. So I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. So, but y'all be safe. Blessings and prayers go out to all of you. And God bless y'all. And remember, no dough, no problem. Just grow. God bless y'all. Y'all take care.